Finally, the 11th episode of the Skibidi Multiverse has been released, and so far it has turned out to be the best episode, with an excellent start. And today we will analyze absolutely all the moments and secrets of this episode, so watch carefully until the end so as not to miss anything. And I also want to ask you to subscribe to my channel for those who have not yet subscribed, since 80% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. And I would really like to dial 500,000 subscribers for the new year. And it's not difficult for you to subscribe, but it's very nice for me. Hello friends, you're on the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button under the video to speed up the release of the next video. And let's go. The episode begins at the very place where episode 10 ended. Skibidi Magnet decided to attack the Alliance, and the immediate detail is that figures are flying behind the mutant. Although in episode 10, they were not there. Also, the mutant now has a completely red toilet, although in episode 10, there was another one. And the mutant was already ready to attack the Alliance, but then we saw a big explosion, and someone immediately began to attack the mutant. And of course, this is our favorite Titan Speakerman, and he clearly showed that he is serious. And he repeats his combat stance from the 57th episode of Skibiditoilet. But not everything is so simple. The mutant turns on his cheating magnet and takes the weapon from the Speakerman. But the mutant forgot about the flamethrowers, and the Speakerman began to fry chicken. But you see that the mutant is not afraid of fire and tries to attack the Speakerman. But the Speakerman flies into the air, and the mutant attracts him with a magnet and throws him to the ground. And the Speakerman again tries frying chicken, but just as unsuccessfully. And the mutant has a very pleased face, and he wants to turn on their own magnets again. But it's good that the Speakerman studied physics at school. And who didn't know that if a magnet is heated, it loses its properties? And the Speakerman initially tried to do just that. And I like the author for making such cool and educational content. Anyway, time of attack came, and he began to stun the mutant with a sound wave. We also hear that the sound wave is so strong that we can hear glass breaking. And we see how the mutant's helmet flies off his head. And the Speakerman also shows an excellent trick and pulls knives out of the air and successfully destroys the mutant.
Want to see a magic trick? Good. Abracadabra!
In fact, he took them out of his back pocket, which he doesn't have. But in fact, I have a theory that the knives are the built-in weapons of the Speakermen, and they can appear from the hand itself. We saw something similar in the 56th episode of Skibiditoilet. Where in TV Man did a dagger appear from a sleeve? It's just very difficult to visualize this. And that's why the authors are trying to somehow cover up this detail. Anyway, after killing the mutant, everything seemed to be fine. Then we see that the Clockman Titan cannot be repaired here since the Skibidi Magnet destroyed the Clockman devices in episode 10, and the Speakerman decided to take the Titan to a safe place. And then a new mutant appeared, but he did not pass the interview at the main office of the Drillman and decided to come here. We also noticed that the Plunger Man was already ready for a fight as he took his plungers in his hands. But this cool mutant was instantly killed by someone. And oh my god, who is here? Elite Clockman and ISO Toilet. We also see that the Elite Clockman killed a mutant with his arrow. And this is another reference to the Marvel movie, or rather, Guardians of the Galaxy. So there was a character who had a similar weapon, but only a little, and it also acted like an Elite Clockman's arrow. Isn't that interesting? Who noticed this? Write in the comments. Also in this frame, we again see Morse code, and it says, friends, but there is also a question mark in red. Based on the description, we can understand that they are friends, but why is there a question mark here? Perhaps they will betray someone in the future, but I don't think so, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, we see that everyone welcomes new friends. But the plunger got angry and kicked the mutant, which means that it was he who wanted to defeat him and show off to the Speakerwoman. And just look at this face, he is clearly looking at the Speakerwoman. So there is already a love triangle. And the Clockman shows him like, wake up bro, now is not the time.
Okay.
And we hear a strong explosion from outside, and the POV cameraman immediately went to see what was happening there. We see that two Titans are fighting outside, and the Drill Titan begins to attack the cameraman and throws him to the ground. But the Drill Titan forgot that the cameraman is also very strong and gets hit with a hammer in the face. And we notice that the cameraman's hammer begins to shake, which probably means that the blows will be stronger. And he begins to beat the Drill Titan harshly and thrusts a spear into his core. This is a very critical blow, and we see a red laser that strikes the cameraman. The Drill Titan begins to shake, and it is not clear what is happening to him. He pulls the cameraman underground, and the cameraman almost climbed up with the help of his jetpack, but then he gets shot in the back. We see that the cameraman cannot get out and is very angry. But he receives another shot in his hand that stops time, and also another such shot in the other hand, and now there is almost no chance of getting out. We see 3 Drillmen, and they are clearly ready to free the cameraman. And then we see that it was my sister who shot at the cameraman in order to hinder his movements. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my sister's channel, as the analysis of episode 11 will also be released there. We also see a TV woman who sent her head to hypnotize the cameraman, and the Drillmen begin to extract the parasite. We also see a model of the ship, TC-577, and for some reason the space inside the ship is distorted. And there are two options. Either it's very warm there, since such distortion comes from the warm air, or there's some kind of energy shield that protects those inside the ship. And this is very cool. I hope that in the next episodes we will find out everything. Anyway, we see how the entire squad of cameramen came to support their Titan, and the Drillmen successfully get the parasite and cut off his tongue from the cameraman. And this parasite very similar to the parasite from the movie Alien vs. Predator. But this is not so important. The parasite is trying to escape, but then a Transformer Clockman appears and successfully finishes him off. And now the most long-awaited moment has arrived. The cameraman's core turned blue again, and the same moment was in the 57th episode of the Skibidi Toilet. When the Titan Speakerman was released, even the same music in the background. And I see that there are many parallels with the original universe, and perhaps based on this, we can predict what will happen next. But this is a topic for another video. Anyway, Titan Cameraman is finally with us. We also see that the Titan Drillman feels great with a hole in the core. He also had drills instead of a core. But honestly, it seemed to me that if a Titan was hit in the core, he would 100% die. But probably the Titan drill is special because he has other weak points. And he goes to his base, and we see how the POV cameraman shows thumbs up. But for some reason, the Titan cameraman didn't answer him. And perhaps he's not pleased that he did so many bad things while he was infected. And this is really very sad. But I'm sure that everything will be fine. I'm also sure that Titan Clockman will be repaired and he will become even stronger. Anyway, now I'll tell you my thoughts about what I think about all this. This episode was very interesting and touching. We saw our friends Elite Clockman and ISO Toilet. The Skibidi magnet, which created a lot of problems, was also killed. We also learned that if the magnet was heated, it would lose its properties. There was also a love triangle, and in general, everything is very beautiful and cool. I also hope that the Titan Clockman will be saved. And if Cameraman is with us again, then this is already a very big threat to mutants. Perhaps they will create a very strong mutant who can fight with the whole alliance. But we'll find out it in the next episodes. I may have missed some secrets. I didn't have enough time to sort out every stone. But be sure to write in the comments what I missed. Also, write your theories of what will happen next. And I'm also thinking of making a separate video where we talk about what will happen next. Also, be sure to subscribe to my sister, Elite Clockwoman, who will also do an analysis of this episode, and I'm sure it will be very cool. And you are on the channel, and see you.